Like they don't let you see time.
Some people can create like that. That's what I mean. Is like go back and like be honest with yourself.
Because there's only one thing to focus on. Like you think.
Some people,
you know what it's like? Like I just imagine like just a white box, just a complete white empty space, a blank slate, and everyone's just like, well, we're not going anywhere anytime soon.
I think that's like super beneficial for people that can create like that. Like mushrooms can sprout in a dark room that's damp. Other things they gotta have tons of sunlight. They gotta get a bunch of water. Some things don't need any water. That's all it is. Is that like if you're
I'm sure to somebody else it might be a complete claustrophobic hell. You know? Yeah, for sure.
You're the right person. Like I said, for me, I keep a million songs to work on at a time. For someone that might be overwhelming, but for me, my brain is easily distracted. And so if I only have one song in front of me to work on and work on it for a little bit, and then I don't feel this emotion, or I want to do something else, I'll get distracted.
It's also about not losing the feeling. So you go to create some new shit, you're like, I don't want to lose that. You know, like I'm on like a creative hunger almost. Like
that's the thing is I don't.
You gotta keep the feeling going. Is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, I don't get this thing when it comes to like I gotta finish this. Like I rarely get that.
Yeah,
my brain wants to go from this to this to this to this. So if I've made that many things to do, I can stay productive on music. So when my brain wants to switch, instead of hopping to watch a TV show and hopping to.
This is actually one of my problems. I'm not gonna lie. The fact that like, even I realized it when I did this with video games. I'll get to the very end of some shit, and this is like with music. This is like with life. This is with everything. And I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna save it. This is the best part. I'm just gonna save it. And I do it with food, bro. Like I'll like eat the last thing I love the most. Like that's just me of like savoring things of like moments in life and shit. And I'll do that so much like to the point of procrastinating my own career and like things I want. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, I can wait. I don't need that type of mentality that I've adopted so long. It translates through everything. It's like in everything. Like it's why I'm late. It's why my music isn't pushed as much as I do. Everything.
Mine's like fear of failure. Like once I say something's
Shit, mine's
done.
the opposite. I think mine's fear of success. Shit.
Nah, fear of failure for me.
Dang.
If I make this and I say I'm done with it and I release it, it could be good, could be bad, but it could be bad. The other thing is that like I have to be aware of my limitations. Like I think I've got Kanye West level ideas. Not that I'm a creative genius, but I mean that like in terms of
influence anyway.
Not even in terms of influence, in terms of detail-oriented, expensive, extravagant ideas. I think I have ideas that are that profound. I don't have that budget or time. So even with videos, it's like, man, I think it'd be really cool to like have this DeLorean for this shot, and then this one's gonna look like this, and that's all well and good. That's a great idea. I can't afford all of that.
That's actually a job in itself, though. What you're saying is like people you would use you and pay you just for that, for having the visions that you have. Yeah, you could have vision for other people.
I could. So
you might have an ability and you don't even know, bro.
No, I definitely believe I have that ability.
I mean, that's how I kind of got into my shit, because I was like, damn, I can brand and develop other people better than my own. Because when I can take a step back, I already know everything I would do for myself down. But now I can like look at something objectively and be like, no. What if you just, touched that up or did this a little better then? Yeah, I mean, I've always just felt like it's easier to work for other people than to like build my own shit.
I don't know if it was. I don't think it's the ability to like be objective or subjective. It just comes down to like, yeah, sure, it'd be great.
You definitely got to zoom out. That's why I say objective. You have to zoom out, bro.
No, I think I'm right sized in terms of like subjectivity, objectivity. When I view my stuff, it literally comes down to time and money. Kanye West said that for Power, off of Dark Fantasy, that there's 1,000 man hours on that song, and I believe it.
Me too.
That's great, man. I mean,
what would you do if you had more free time?
If I had like time and the money to do what I wanted, I would just like act out my dreams. Like I'm at a point now where like
I think about this now, and actually, I think a couple days ago when I thought about it, I had never thought about this ever. So much so that like I started getting a whole different feeling about it. Just being like, okay, well, here's the scenario that already did happen. Okay, well, you already have all that. And then you're doing, you think so far ahead. And I got into that mind state, and I was like, oh, fuck, it's no different. I was really like, oh, shit. I'd still be like wondering what to do. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people come to roadblocks like mentally, and they don't know that they're at them. Because once you actually figure out, that's what I would do if I could and I had then fucking visions and shit gets pushed a little more. You gotta have some kind of foresight, or else just shit's just randomly happening.
Nah.
I feel like that. Randomly happening when you don't have any
I feel that.
when you don't have direction.
I definitely feel like that's the thing. If you don't have direction or vision, my thing is that like, I can imagine, what's a cool video? Kanye West did Black Skinhead, where it's like, yeah, you got like the dogs barking in the darkness, and there's a CGI version of himself running and all that shit. Like, I don't have any problem thinking of things that are that outlandish or extravagant. I can't afford them. I don't have the time to like. I mean, hell, I've spent at this point weeks worth of time investigating animation studios. Like, I have an idea for a video in my head. I can see it that would go for the video, and I want it animated. Animation is not fucking cheap. That's a perfect example off the bat. I have an idea for an animated music video.
I'm over here like,
I cannot afford it.
You got 10 bands real quick. It's just like, bro.
10 bands is the start.
Yeah, I know.
I'm talking like,
I know,
anime level fucking like animation. Like, yeah, that's just gonna cost you triple. You're looking at 6
just to have a
figures.
conversation though. You have 10.
You can have a conversation. Believe me, I've got tons of conversations. Yeah. Just like, hey, how much would it cost to get the insert idea here? And it's like, yeah, what you're saying you want and your budget doesn't match. What's my budget? What does that get me? It's like, it gets you.
That's when you realize, I might as well go to fucking Fiverr for the stick figures. Yeah.
So I don't. So
and
that,
like the motion stop animation where it's literally the same graph.
So then I don't do it. I mean, everything that I've ever done, that you've ever seen me do, video, song.
That's where you realize Coda the Friend was ahead a little bit.
I met that guy.
But that's where you realize he was a little bit ahead.
In terms of what?
You just had to keep it simple. It was the simplicity of the branding, of like keeping everything cohesive and the same. Because even when I study like giant YouTubers and shit, they use the same thumbnail on every video. I'm not saying a different pose, the same thumbnail. And they're getting tens and millions of views. Because there's a psychology that's associating your brain with I know what to expect with this image.
That's what I'm saying. That's
fucking crazy.